Ready?
Look, it's only fair that we gotta look into everybody, even if it's people in the paper route camp. So we already look into the cookie shop, we look into CMG and everybody, so we might as well touch in people in the whole camp. That it's little Snoop Band already said about, he was quick to come out and talk about how he was at that barber shop when Dolph called him and he had the missed call. But they knew they were supposed to film a music video that day, and how come he just all of a sudden need a haircut? He don't even look like, when you look at him and his hair, like he don't look like a haircut all the time type of person. Like the way his hair, he got like a little mini fro, so he never really.
He never persistent have to basically go to the barbershop on a regular daily basis. So this is the reason why he really don't need he really don't even need to be brought up, because they already looking into him. They already looking into Snoop Bands for the simple fact that he had no motive of being in the barbershop. The barbershop, you can't really you can't really even say that you can't pick up your homie's call for the simple fact that you're in a barbershop. Anytime you're on that label or anything, you're on call. It's no way for you to even be able to look at that like that, but everyone is being suspected of something.
Yeah, and like we don't know if he was supposed to meet with Dolph at a specific time, and maybe he thought he could squeeze in the visit to the shop, or if he was just saying he was at the barber shop to cover like an alibi, like so that way it don't put him mixed up with the whole situation. And then with another person, like everybody be talking about Key Glock right now, and I mean, the reason why they're speaking on him is because he's really not coming out to say anything right now. And, him deleting his social media and stuff like that. I guess that's kind of normal. Like, somebody would delete their social media, but he was emotional and stuff. And you can't expect somebody to be, like, out talking and all that stuff. I know Snoop Bands and them, they went to that concert in LA to give the tribute to Dolph, but we don't know if Key Glock was there or not at that time.
No one has footage of seeing Key Glock even around Snoop Bands at the event.
Yeah, so we don't know if they actually been in contact with each other since either the funeral or like whenever people was getting together, like the family and all that stuff. We don't know if Key Glock been hanging around the rest of the paper route people. We're not really sure. We got to figure that out.
Because some say that he wants to keep a low profile because it's an ongoing, thing, like they're trying to figure out what happened and who did it. That's what they're trying to figure out. Key Glock, he's trying to be low key because he don't want to be in the face of what's really going on.
Yep. And we don't blame him because he don't want to put himself out there and put his location out there in case there's people that want to retaliate on him, in case they're not just coming after Dolph, if they're coming after more paper route people. You don't know that. So that's why Key Glock is being low key. And really, he don't need to come out and do anything as long as he's paying the bills and taking care of the business of his contracts.
It's one thing. First, Key Glock, some say that he's going to take over everything that Dolph had. Some say he's, acquiring, more, just more money since Dolph has left. and it's a little bit different now, because some people don't understand that this is a revolving door for things to happen like this. Like sometimes in these cases, your best bet is to look at what's going on and fall back. You don't want to be a part of an ongoing investigation.
True, yeah, because he doesn't want to be tied in moving forward in case they want to put more cases on people to stop the violence. And that's why he want to separate. He needs space right now, and a lot of people sometimes need space to think and all that stuff. So if you really look at it, there is not too many other people
in the paper route camp
that has, as far as below the status of where Dolph was in paper route. But there is one other person that is important in all of this who is at a different status in the paper route, and it is one of the executives, one of Dolph's mentors from the beginning in Memphis, who taught him how to start the whole group to put their music out.
And a lot of people have a certain stigma on what's going on. Young Dolph put out a lot of music. People really attracted to a certain type of music that he got. And for one reason is because Young Dolph, he knew that he was going to squash everything that he had going on. He wanted to go to one spot before he went and did what he had to do for the day. All Young Dolph asked was one thing. Young Dolph asked, can he just come from the barbershop? That's it. You can't never see your homie phone call 2 times and you don't pick up. Once you return the call, you'll see what's going on. If he calling you like that, told him to meet you over there, you should have just went straight over there, see what he wanted, and then went to go get your hair cut. There's no way you went to another place to stay away from him. It's no way. Like, a lot of people speculating and saying that Young Dolph called him more than 2 times. They said that Young Dolph called him, like, I say about 8 times, because it was an emergency. He wanted him to come to Makita's. Once he wanted him to come to Makita's, man, he already knew he was finna go pick up the 100K. He knew this from the beginning.
Yeah, so look, the reason why Dolph will call him while he's to come to Makita's is because he was being held up there. It was already something going on in Makita's early that morning that Dolph was trapped there. They held him there. That's why it's a lot of people that's coming out and saying that he was gone hours before when everything went down. That something was going on early the morning when he actually first went to the Makita's. Because look, in that picture that they pulled out, they don't tell you what time Dolph actually got to the store. They just tell you the time that the 2 dudes with the white bands came out running out of their car. So it's something going on inside Makita's early that Dolph was there actually a long period of time, and he couldn't get out, and he knew something was wrong.
That's why he called him.
So he called his people. Somebody, he thought Snoop Bands was one of the type of people who would get up quick and go straight to the location. No questions asked, and be ready to actually do something if something was to go down. But he let him down. He, for some reason, went to a barbershop. But what time was this music video supposed to be done at? It was going to be done at Makita's. And maybe they possibly was going to cancel the music video that was going to promote Makita's on big platforms. You know what I mean? On millions of TVs, on millions of social media pages. It was going to promote Makita's, but they could have decided to cancel it, and then they turned against Dolph. And then once they turned on Dolph, he knew he needed to call backup immediately. So that's why it's important to look into why Dolph was calling Snoop Bands and all these people. We gonna figure out who else he called. We need the phone record released, because if they can release Dolph's phone record,
it'll show that he called him. Once they call him, it's gonna tell you, it's self-explanatory.
Yeah. So look, they gotta release the phone records, because that's one thing nobody's asking about is the phone stuff. They're not talking about the phone records for when the boys called Makita's. They're not talking about the phone records of when Raven and Maurice were on the phone and the Stay With Me Dolph. Usually, in all cases, they release the phone records and you could play the 911 call back.
So
yeah,
you can hear the actual thing that's going on with it. So it's, it's a lot of like everything is so sped up now. It's to the point where we can see that the forensics and everything about the case is leading up to the fact that one thing, you need to literally look at the simple fact that they could have pressed the emergency button, which could have led to the boys, like phone coming real quick.
Yeah, if the button was pressed and the place where the 12 are at is down the street, they should have been there immediately. It's right there. It's not even down the street. It's the next couple doors down. So we don't know why they didn't show up on time like that.
But the truck, they probably didn't show up because, they were probably busy. I promise you, the truck, the black truck that was waiting at the Makita's for Dolph when they ran out. The guys ran out of the woods, man. And it's hard to say that, man. They ran out of the woods, man, and ran in the back of Makita's, and that's how they boxed young Dolph in. It was no other way that they could box young Dolph in.
Yeah, and if you gotta look too, it's not that them stores is not the only stores with cameras. You're gonna be able to see cameras on some streets, some other businesses, and it's gonna show the black Tahoe with all the people that's in it, and it's gonna show the dudes with the dreads getting in there after everybody got out the Family Dollar, after the 007 seen them. And yeah, so when 007 seen him coming out that back, and she seen him walking out too and going towards that Tahoe, that black one. But then at the same time, that's when she seen Maurice pop out, and her attention turned to Maurice, and she couldn't watch them all the way through it and see the plates and everything and see what direction they went.
Right. Maurice, He knew what he did. He knew what happened. Some people say that he got Young Dolph watch. And I don't know how hard is that to believe, but some say that he got Young Dolph watch.
Yeah, because, you know, he had all his jewelry on like that. Like, he was about to go shoot the music video. So, if he, like, you know how you would, if you was going to make a music video, you going to have both watches on each hand. You going to have all your chains and everything. So, you know that actually, when you see him in the footage at the gas station with the jewelry, when he got all the chains on, that he was on his way to do the music video.
Yeah.
And the music video was going to be at Makita's.
That's why they supposed to pull it up, man. He
They're
called
supposed to
him.
pull up. He called him.
He trying to run and get a haircut when Dolph got barbers already. That's why Dolph was looking like, why is you going to get why is you talking about you getting a haircut when you know we got barbers on deck?
He could just threw on a PRE hat and called it good.
Yeah.
Put it backwards.
He could have just put on a PRE hat and it would have been good from that point.
Yeah, so something happened where they wasn't going to probably do the music video there, and he had kind of got stuck there. So they was planning already. That's how you know that Makita's could have been planning. The whole people at the cookie shop was planning something, because they had the music video day as the final day where they could pull something off.
Yeah,
so everybody was knowing that this music video was going to happen at Makita's, that they set it up. So if anything that they was going to do, it was going to be on that day. And that's exactly what happened. So they must have, if they did the music video and everything went fine, then that's what would have happened. But everything didn't go fine because they must have not did the music video. And that's why Makita's and them, the people at the cookie shop, could have turned on him. Or they turned on him as soon as he got there by himself.
Yeah,
that's why he couldn't even do the video. And the door could have been locked and stuff like that.
They came in through the back. They made sure they put, the lock that they got on the doors when you trying to run out of it, and it stop you from opening the door. Like, it's one of them locks, one of them automatic locks. You press the button. Instead of them pressing the button to call the peoples, it's like they press the button and lock the doors, man. That's why she was reaching down after Maurice slammed the door.
Right. And you got to think too, if it was gonna be a music video there, he could have brought $500K cash there and all the jewelry there and stuff. It was like a lick that they could have been waiting for it to happen
quick.
Yeah.
A lot of people a lot of them at Makita's didn't want Young Dolph to even shoot the music video there. A lot of them was jealous from the beginning. But some of them act like they wasn't jealous, man. And Maurice sat back and was like, you know what, man, the business falling apart, man, we got to pay him this $100K.
Right.
Man, they had to do something.
And they realized that if they do the music video there, they get promotion, but Dolph keep getting the bread in off every song.
And the song.
And the song and the whole video. He gonna make bread off the video forever. And Makita's might just get a little bit more customers. Yeah, they gonna get more customers, but they thinking they want what Dolph has. They want to be able to be making money like that off the music video and promoting. They want to be the people that get paid to promote and all that stuff. But they not influencers.
No.
So they was just jealous that Dolph got all this pull where he could just pull up somewhere and talk about something and they'll give him money for it just for saying their name. So when they realized that they just make the small bread and what Dolph has is like a legacy thing and he can always he on a different level with it, the jealousy came in for them and could have started plotting something, waiting for that day the music video to come. And like I said, I think they must have turned on him as soon as he got there alone. And it's like they made him get there alone. Like, it just so happened to be that the people that are supposed to be there all of a sudden at the barbershop now, and late, and
he had 4 more other people with him at the barbershop. And he could have just had one of them to cut his hair.
And we got to figure out, too, what song could it have been that they were supposed to shoot the video for. Because if it was a feature with this person or that person, then you would know who was supposed to be there. If it was a song with Snoop Bands, then you know Snoop Bands is supposed to be there.
Exactly.
If it's a song with Key Glock, and Key Glock's supposed to be there. So why is it that Dolph gets there alone? That's the thing we don't understand, because you see it when he at the gas station, ain't nobody in the car with him in the passenger seat.
Ain't nobody in that truck. It was 2 trucks. It was a black Tahoe and a white Tahoe. In the white car.
Yep. And that black Tahoe, it's got Illinois plates on it. And that's why you got to figure out if it's a rental car, or if it's people that's actually from Illinois, Chicago. I was saying that it could be people from Chicago, because the security guard from Chicago, and we already know that it could have been people in his own camp for the security team that set him up, and they all supposed to be from Chicago if they friends of the security guard. And somebody must have recruited the security guard and a friend of him to kind of pull a move to be in cahoots with Makita's.
Mm-hmm.
So Makita's dropped some money for them or something.
That's the only way that Makita's can get him down there so quick, is by Key Glock now giving them the okay.
Yeah.
Key Glock has to sign off on certain stuff, man. For the simple fact that Key Glock had to be there. Key Glock gave him the okay, so therefore he had to be there, bro.
Yeah. If they was making a video, Key Glock's every video, and the main people too is you got to look out for, obviously, CMG, Gotti, and the people and the security and the cookie shop people.
Exactly.
Those are your 3 main things that you got to keep an eye on, and they all working together. And yeah, like bro said, if Key Glock was supposed to be at that video, so who's to say that he wasn't already there?
Exactly, because it was like 8. They said it was 8 people that was following him. It was like 2 people in each car, 2-3 people. But they said in a black Tahoe, it was like 4 people.
Right.
And they said they hopped out. I ain't saying Key Glock was with it, but like, where was he at when this went down, man? Yeah. And why was Snoop Bands even at the car wash?
Right. And
I mean, why was Snoop Bands at the barbershop, man?
Yeah. And it's early in the morning when they were supposed to meet up for this music video. So it's crazy bad. It's like a bad time. Like, they know that Key Glock and them technically could have been busy. Like, they'll probably could have, one of the cover-ups that they could have said was that they young, so they not up early and stuff like that.
Right. Like,
they could just tell you that, and that's the reason why none of the other artists is there for the music video. But it's weird. It's like, it seems like by them not being there, that they could have known that this was going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why we even getting into it, is because
that's probably how they dropped it. It's a possibility that they dropped the low.
Yeah.
That's the only way they can get the drop on Dolph, because they was right there waiting for Dolph. Makita's let them in the back door. Maurice slammed the door. The lady hand went down. She pressed that button. Not the button to call the people. She pressed the button. Boy locked the front door so he won't be able to run out. That's why he was able to like go past, like that's why he was able to go past by that little table that was right there. Because
Oh.
ain't no table right there no more.
Yeah, that's right. You know, everybody knows that if you've been to a store, that they can actually lock the door, especially if it's in an area where things happen like this. And you could push a button to lock that door, so like everybody got to check in and kind of they'll be able to be seen on camera before they unlock the door. So they could have been trying to trap him in there by
Yeah.
locking that door, and as soon as he figured out that door was locked and he couldn't leave, that's when he called Snoop Bands immediately. And we got to figure out that exact time frame of that call. We need that release. I don't know what phone company uh, Dolph got, but we gonna figure out what phone company it is, and we gonna get the phone. We gonna release the Young Dolph phone record from whatever company that he got the phone with.
Yeah. We're going to have to.
Yeah, we gonna
They're
have
going to
do
have
it.
to get the information that's most leading in the case, the information that's presented.
Yep. We need the evidence so we can show that to the peoples. If we can get the evidence of the phone call, we can get one step closer to figuring it all out. And we will call the phone company themselves to get out the exact printout of what was said in those conversations. And when we hear the message, we're going to play it loud in that phone call so we can hear if people in the background is coming after Dolph.
Because a lot of people say that the guy, which is his security, he was on his phone the whole time. So we're going to get those records of him being on the phone. Once he was on the phone, we're going to see who he called. That would be most valuable in the case. We're going to get those phone records of the person he was on the phone with, because he was on three-way with someone. He had his phone on mute. He took it off mute. He took it off mute. He had it on speakerphone, but he turned the volume down all the way low so that if someone on the other end say something that the people on his end couldn't hear. Once he did that, he sat back and hold the phone in his hand the whole time Dolph was there, so they can hear that Dolph was there. If Dolph didn't come that early, they wouldn't have had the drop on him.
That's right. Exactly. And even if JoJo Splat and CEO Bobby and Maurice took all of Dolph's belongings, we can still get the phone records from the company. We can still get the transcripts. That's what you call it when you see the words of what people said. It's the transcript. And that's something that you can't steal. You can't delete. It is there for records. The companies from these phones sell your information. We can buy that. So help us get that. We'll get it for you because we care. We'll do it for free.
We're trying to solve the case. We're trying to solve the case. And it's a lot of things that a lot of people mistakenly forgot. They forgot one thing. Dolph had on a yellow shirt when they recorded him. They forgot that. He had on all his jewelry. The bright yellow shirt made it to where you can see the jewelry. Made it to where the jewelry was visible. Once you was able to see the visible jewelry, you knew that JoJo Splat. And from what this photo said, from what this video says, you have to understand one thing. JoJo Splat made one comment about the guy recording the video of what was going on with the yellow shirt and the jewelry. So you have to remember that.
Yep. And we will keep getting closer as we get more facts. The facts is what we got to keep looking into. Until then, make sure to share, like, subscribe, and continue tomorrow on the next one.